Alright, YouTube, back with part 2, and here is the more explanation of the smudge tool. So, you have smudge clicked, and if you click this little box up here, you can hit shape dynamics, and down here is your preview. So let's say I wanted it at 100% jitter, angle of the jitter, roundness, maximum, and then if you put scattering on, you want it kind of low, the count high, the count jitter high, control pen tilt, and then that should be good. It doesn't look much, but if you put it back in place, you can put your strength up to, let's say, 77. Enlarge your brush by pressing the next to the P on your keyboard. You see the two brackets. The one on the left is the small one, so if I press that, it goes small. If I press it again, it goes big. You can press and hold. So let's say I wanted it around here, and I wanted to smudge this. So you just click, and you're basically just smudging it. Except it takes a while because this is a pretty big image, and I have my strength up to 77. So I'm just going to let that do it, and then undo. And to do more than one undo, so if you just press Control Z, it's going to bring it back like that. But if you press Control Alt Z, it gets rid of multiple things. You can keep going backwards. Your blur tool is just as it says, you blur the image, but you can't really tell right here except if you do it on the edges. The sharpen tool, again, they're all self-explanatory. You can sharpen edges if you want. And then your dodge tool, so you can make it, as you see, made it darker or lighter. Burn tool, you can burn the edges to give it more of a shadow to create more depth. And your sponge tool is just to help soften things. Alright, let's say I have this image right here, but I wanted to have it out instead of using the magic eraser tool to erase the background. And it's more complicated, and if you just hit that, then it erases more things than you want. That's when you use your pen tool. Make sure that pass is selected right here, and then you have the first one on. Don't zoom in, because when you're rendering an image, you don't want it to get all like edgy. So start by clicking a point, so I just clicked right there on the edge, and then you're just going around the whole image clicking the points. And then I'll speed this up for you guys so that way you don't have to be bored of me just sitting here. Alright, um, I just connected the last point. As you can see, it's still off, but you can't be perfect, especially since this, because I just want to get this over with. Um, so you're gonna have it all highlighted. Right click and hit Make Selection. Make sure you have your feather at 0 pixels, anti-alias, and then if you hit OK, it's gonna highlight that whole thing. You're gonna hit Select Inverse, and then grab your eraser tool, and then just erase the whole background. And then once you're done with that, boom, you're done. As you saw before, though, the one stuff, so I'm not going to worry about that, but you saw. And freeform, you can, if you have a tablet, you can just click and just freeform draw, like so, and then it highlights that. Now, I have been getting asked this by some people. How do you make a glow effect? If you can just search it up, or you can just watch this. So you click one point, you click another, and then drag it. Click another and drag it to get this um, wave effect, I guess. And then once you get your finished point, so let's say right there. Now, you can do this before or after, but make sure you have um, your color graph set and choose 15, the 15 one, because it has the best angle, and shrink it down to, let's say, around 5. Now go back to your pen and hit right click and hit stroke path. Make sure it's brush and simulate pressure. Hit OK. And now now when you're on your pencil, hit enter and it should get rid of it. I'm going to go to blending options, change the color up because I forgot to, let's say, red. Now to get the actual wraparound effect, let's say I want it to go over this but under, you just simply go onto the point and erase it like so, except you can be always more precise. And so it goes over, under, over, under, and then you just repeat that. Once you get that, you can add effects by right-clicking on blending options. And let's say I want to add a drop shadow, but I want to shorten it up a bit to 0 pixels. So that way it just has that outer side, and add a outer glow. This is a red one, so I'm going to choose a red outline to give it more of a depth, or just a highlight. And if you can, or if you want, you can bevel it to make it look a little sharper, but I I rarely will do that. Maybe a satin and just shorten it up a bit and choose your own thing. So let's say I wanted the wave, and you can just mess around with those things as you wish. Your text tool, self-explanatory. You just get whatever and text it out. So let's say I want a dark designs. Can't see it because it's in black, but if I put it in white, there, of course, or pink, I guess. There is your text, and you can just mess around with settings as you wish, just as normal by going to blending options. You can also right click and have it going vertical, which is up and down, or you can have it as a type mask. So let's say I wanted it just typed out dark designs and does that, but after I do it, it highlights it, which is pretty useful because you can just go wherever and it just does everything for you. You can do a lot of things with it. Your path selection, you highlight the path that you want, but I have none selected, so let's just add a few points and connect it. And now if I go up to here, I can highlight that and it picks all the point paths. I can just hit OK. Alright, that is part 2, and part 3 I'll get more about these up here.